This is Hannibal here from the Hannibal TV on YouTube with a daily wrestling news update. We haven't seen any appearances from Mr. McMahon for a while, but he was at the Super Bowl yesterday looking very trim. That's the leanest I've ever seen him. He was there with WWE contracted talent The Undertaker and Shane McMahon, who looks very grumpy. We last saw Shane McMahon in that picture with Tony Khan from AEW in Arlington. We see a semi smile on McMahon's face. He still owns 8 million plus shares of TKO stock, over 4.7% of the total amount of TKO stock, which, by the way, again, he owns over 8 million shares. It's worth 173.53 US per share right now, to give you an idea of how rich Vince McMahon is. And to compare that to how many shares The Rock owns, The Rock owns 297,720 shares. So Vince has a massive amount of TKO shares. And it was released a few months ago that he did have a breakfast meeting with executives of TKO. So there definitely seems to be some mending of the fences there as the Janelle Grant shades of gray in her case come out more and more. And again, I think the truth is somewhere in the middle with those two. But she, as far as her breaking her non-disclosure, she definitely broke the settlement agreement. There's far too specific information that came out about that. So we'll see what happens with that court case. Well, the basic thing right where we're at right now is the judge is going to decide, will this go to court or back to arbitration? And it's looking very likely that it will go back to arbitration. Elektra Lopez has been released from WWE. She's been with the company since 2021. Malachi Black has been removed from the AEW roster page. He's been there for years. He's only lost a couple of times, one of them being to Cody Rhodes. So again, when they find out wrestlers aren't going to re-sign, they don't job them out there. They keep them strong. So when they go back to WWE, they have great debuts like Penta. Apparently, Black was making somewhere between 500,000 to a million per year in AEW. By the way, the Good Brothers, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, who had re-signed with WWE in 2022, were signed to 5-year deals, apparently worth about $1 million annually. So you can see why they were cut, because at this point they weren't over at all. Yeah, Brent, she did break the deal. It was she should have kept her mouth shut. WWE does partner with TNA. It's kind of a development system now for WWE, another branch of their development system. A lot of people believe that they may eventually buy TNA. They definitely, I would imagine they help get TNA on Sportsnet in Canada, because TNA basically took over the former WWE deal from Sportsnet. Apparently, they air on the Endeavor streaming service for their pay-per-views, and clearly there's a multi-year deal going on with TNA now involving talent exchange. Although I do understand that there are still some TNA contracted wrestlers contracted directly to TNA. So it's not like at this point it's fully a development system. They definitely use WWE contracted wrestlers, and TNA wrestlers appear with WWE, but there are some separate contracts. Dave, I think they work with Pro Wrestling Noah in Japan in some capacity. They've let Nakamura, AJ Styles, and Omos wrestle there recently. There's some sort of a deal going on with WWE and them.